You know what's interesting, buddy? They're talking now about stimulus, right? And now you begin to wonder, given the pickup in economic activity, not across the board, but certainly more than many thought, do we need as much?
Well, I think it'll be different types. And I should point out that I just tweeted this out, and it's getting some traction on Twitter. So keep an eye on the Dow. It might move a little bit on this report. You can never say what moves the Dow, but sometimes, depending on what you tweet out about stimulus, it'll have an impact. And I noticed just before there was a small pop. It may be growing because we are talking about another stimulus. There's no doubt that both sides agree, both Republicans and Democrats. Republicans for different reasons than Democrats. Democrats want to get aid to states. They want to essentially rebuild the infrastructure of states that have gotten decimated by the lockdowns. Republicans, quite frankly, they think that the one way they can get Donald Trump reelected is if the economy starts improving even more. If we get that October jobs report, which is key right before the election, get that unemployment number down to 9 or 8%, they think they have a shot. So that's why there's going to be a stimulus. And here's what we get. We're just getting the rough outlines now. The rubber will be meeting the road, where you get real granular details in mid-July. So it's only a couple of weeks away. And obviously it'll be passed before the August recess. So here's what we got. We're talking about, when you look at both sides, it's probably going to come out in the middle at about $1.25 trillion. That's what congressional sources are telling us. Lobbyists who work with these congressional sources are telling us. So that's the kind of number we're talking, trillion plus. It's interesting that a lot of people I know keep saying there's going to be two bills, an infrastructure bill and this bill. What I'm hearing is when everything gets done, it's likely to be in one. It's hard to get two major pieces of legislation passed, on an economic issue like this, given the congressional schedule. So it's likely to be all in one. And it's going to be traditional infrastructure, roads, bridges. Obviously, that provides some aid to states like Illinois, New York, California that got hammered by the shutdowns. But also, we understand there's going to be a rural broadband build out. If you covered the T-Mobile Sprint merger like I did, the ups and downs of that, this is a big thing. They want rural areas of the country to get broadband. That could be in this package. At least they're talking about it right now. We're hearing the spending package could include another round of individual stimulus checks. Again, if the economy starts taking off, maybe that gets negotiated down. But also, there's reasons why Republicans like people with stimulus checks. That increases consumer spending. That is a big part of the economic comeback. So Republicans might agree on that. Individual checks, the spending package may also extend, well, I would say likely to extend, unemployment benefits, but provide a back-to-work bonus of some type. You go back to work, you get a check. Instead of going on unemployment. Again, aid to states is going to be in there. There's a lot of stuff in here. I think, again, both sides are approaching this differently. Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats want to help their constituency, state, local workers. They've been hard hit by the coronavirus lockdown. A lot of states have to lay off municipal workers. They want to try to stem that somehow through money getting to the states and localities. Republicans want to get unemployment down. It's a headline number, Neil. If Donald Trump could go into October with an unemployment rate of about 8%, given all that he's up against, polls are moving against him. People know that. Public is not giving him high marks in terms of how he's behaved recently. That the economy is something he can run on. And I think that's where we're going, and that's why we're going to get this done. The schedule is rubber meets the road in a couple of weeks. End of July, you get the passage. At least that's what I'm told as of now. Neil, back to you.
All right, Charlie, thank you very much. And indeed, an interview with the Scripps newspaper syndicate, the president is indeed backing a stimulus check. The only quibble seems to be over the amount. Stay with us.